Welcome to 3 Word Story. I'm James.
I'm Dylan.
And this is the podcast where we take 3 words from the app
What 3 words?
and improv the shit out of a story.
Today on 3 Word Story.
Nailed it. James and Dylan will find 3 words based on a pub location of their choice.
I'll be putting James head to head with landlord Gary in an improv showdown.
Ooh, well, Dylan, I'll be performing a poem for the silly McDilly and his very deformed Willie. Today on 3 Word Story. Yeah, just right. Clap and then we'll go for it.
Okay.
Dilly, oh, you
That was
fucked
a
it.
fucking terrible clap. Hold on.
Right, Dilly, yeah. Hey, Dilly Willy, who can clap so sillily. Episode 30. It's been a while. How are you, Dilly Willy? Who's so silly? How does your garden grow?
Buddo, something that rhymes with Buddo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Top quality as always in episode 30. We've done this 30 times and we're still fantastic. And I must say, Dylan, you'll clap into the episode so we can get the video aligned with the audio, which is something I learned last time whilst trying to edit the video that I still haven't finished. Was phenomenal, Dylan. And you then rattled off into an anecdote before we'd even started fucking recording the thing about an advert or a commercial you're in. So, Dylan, before we get into what our 3 words are, before we get into episode 30, please tell the audience what you were in an advert for and why.
Okay, so we spoke about you teeing me up.
Yes.
Right? And it was either for success or failure. And this actually turned out to be one for failure because I was I didn't book the commercial that I ended up auditioning for. And I actually auditioned for quite a few of them, but small little things like, was it dishwashing detergent or some cheap brand kind of commercials. But needless to say, that is something that I did whilst when I was a bit younger.
Okay, how young are we talking?
Probably about 12, 13, 11, 12, 13 maybe. Yeah.
And you never booked one?
Well, I think I only did like 5 auditions or something, but I got nearly close to an Omo ad.
What's an Omo?
An Omo is a dishwashing detergent.
Ah, right. And how close did you get?
No, I think it was like a couple of kids left.
Until they sniffed you, and they were like,
no.
and it just wasn't going to work.
I was like, no.
Kids, just in case smell-o-vision kicks into gear, we can't have you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what I think I was supposed to. They were like, okay, Dylan, so these are the props. You're just basically going to take part of this, and then you're going to lift it above your head, and together or like combined, it would look like the South African flag. And I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with detergent? Okay. I remember thinking, okay. And that was one of the things that I had to do. And they were like, Dylan, that was fantastic.
What were you picking up? Oh, Dylan, that was fantastic.
Yeah,
he's coloured a completely different flag. Does he even know where he's from?
Yeah.
He's done Afghanistan. Stop advertising Afghanistan. So, okay, right. So what were you picking up?
No, well, in the audition, I only had to pick up, it was props. It was like lids. Different color lids that they basically just said, no, this will be different when we actually do the actual takes. But, and I was like, yeah, okay. And, I don't know. I wasn't too bad at the process. I think there was another one. I can't remember what it was for, but I had to cry. And I apparently did that fantastically well. They were like,
how did you? So what's your go-to? What's your method for crying?
Crying? Yeah, it just pretends somebody died. No,
that's not jovial. That's not fun. No. So you went in and you cried, and that was still a no?
That was still a no.
Were you an ugly crier or a snotty crier?
I think I am... Yeah, pretty ugly crier, and I think that's why it didn't work for commercial.
They wanted a good-looking child crier, probably.
Yes, definitely so.
They didn't want people to be. They wanted people to feel sorry for you, but not be repulsed as your face screwed up.
I think I'm an Oscar crier, being like so. So you know when like how normally
yes.
And I'm probably going to regret saying this, but when you see Brad Pitt cry, right? doesn't seem that real. But when uglier people cry, it almost seems a bit more relatable.
Like the heartbreak is
deep.
Okay.
Right? It's not just...
Like you're not thinking about what you look like on camera. Your face screws up, it tightens up like you've had the most sour sweet in the world whilst your eyes water, right?
Yeah, so that was me, and then ironically enough, my sister ended up booking not my commercial, but one of the commercials. Yeah, it was one of my
commercial kids.
Yeah,
so what was your dad trying to do? Like a Disney, a freaking Disney?
It's like I've got 4 kids. You're gonna just let them audition for at least a couple of years, see where they go.
Oh, we're gonna be the Jacobs 4.
Jacobs 4. Yeah.
Okay, so he was trying to have a showbiz family, and it didn't one advert, that was it. He was you kids have not fucking got it cut out. Dylan, you're an ugly crier.
What I do have to say, considering we all 4 of the kids attempted the auditions, the money got split between all 4 of us from my parents' side.
Job.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was basically one sister is very pissed. A big break, a big advert. She's got you freaking freeloaders taking money off
Like,
her.
why do they get? But yeah, at that particular point in time, I think she was 6, or like the twins were 6. And we
okay,
were,
so she's like looking up what kind of Barbies she's going to collect. So like she's made the big dollars, and then she's got ugly
like,
crying
no.
Dylan brother in the corner.
Dylan, you can stop crying now.
Oh, I got money anyway.
Yeah, give me the couple of grand and I'll stop crying.
Okay, so your dad's a communist, and you were forced to be a child actor.
Double kill.
Yeah.
Drop it down low with 3-word story.
Dylan, that was what
was
a whacking episode.
Longer than expected.
What
And
a-
we went down
Memory lane in episode 30. Dylan, we've made it to episode 30. I say we've limped. We've dragged ourselves.
That's fair.
We've drawn our way, and I think we've come far. Just because to begin with, it was so bad that I think we've come now to basically a formula that will bring us much success.
I just wanted to say it could multiply our listeners from 50 to 100 easily.
Whoa, we could double.
Yeah.
We could double. Well,
Yeah.
from episode 30 onwards, you've heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be big time. So for episode 30,
Yes.
we decided we were going to gain our 3 words from a location of a pub with an interesting or whimsical name. So for those who are just churning into episode 30 for the first time, basically we pick a location and we use the map service, 3 words, and that particular location gives us 3 random words together. Okay, for those at home. So, Dylan, where is your pub in the world with an interesting or whimsical name? And why?
Now, being from South Africa,
Yes, we've heard.
I did not go there. I decided to keep it within the UAE.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
I kept it local. And I was like, you know what? Good locations. Where are we going? Are we going downtown? Are we... I don't want anything flashy, but something a bit more practical and a popular spot. So I figured, you know what? Let's just do Kite Beach.
Okay. Kite Beach. Interesting.
Salt at Kite Beach specifically.
Salt at
Salt.
Kite Beach.
You know, the
specifically.
restaurant Salt, right? Shout out Salt, right? If you guys ever want
Yeah, it's Salt.
Like,
Sponsor us.
sponsor
Salt,
us, yeah,
dropping
if
an
we
ad
ever
here.
just-
I'm going to pretend like I know everything about Salt and have eaten there lots of times. Salt. Delicious salt for your diet.
Salt for your...
So,
Yes.
okay, so tell me, what's interesting or whimsical about the name?
Oh, no, that was the
Salt.
location. But
Oh, okay.
based on that location, obviously I have my words.
Okay.
But that's where I would start the pub. It's kind of like...
Okay.
I don't want to say a Caribbean style pub, but that's always that's what you get on the beach, right? So it's kind of a typical beach vibe pub, but it is called Small Talks.
Small talks. Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh la la.
Nice job.
Okay, so small talks, right. So we
Don't ask me anything about it because I don't want to answer questions.
Okay, well, just so at small talks, there is no small talk.
Yes.
No talking at small talk. Okay, so you're going to be at Kite Beach, which I'm pretty sure there's no alcoholic pubs or anything around there. I'm pretty sure it's pretty. So are you breaking the mold? Are you putting salt on those wounds and you're going to be like, no, this is a beery pub?
This is a beery pub.
Sorry, for everyone at home, that's beer, not berry. Unless you want...
Is that what I know?
No, so you don't want curry and...
It's wakaberry and then berry and then...
Okay, so you don't want curry and beer.
No, we'll stick with the traditional pub. I'm not going to lean into the newer generation. I'm going to stick with what I know works and what I enjoy. Obviously in moderation, people. But
yeah, we haven't got a Heineken Zero this time. We just have stupid, ugly water. Ew. Okay, so you're going to have some small talks. Now, did you put any thought behind the name, or you just kind of put it in ChatGPT?
I do.
Okay.
I did have some thought.
Me had thought.
Words brought to you by Dylan.
Episode 30.
Yeah. So now I put in some thought, but it is linked to my story, and I'll then kind of explain how that links and how I got to the name Small Talks, and then we'll kind of run you through the bar idea and what this might actually end up.
Okay, nice. Well, we'll find out your 3 words shortly. So in typical 3-word story fashion, we've completely got the wrong end of the stick. Words brought to you by James Royal.
Nice job.
So you have taken this as somewhere where you would build a pub and what pub you want. I've done it based on like a unique pub name. So it's an existing pub. So, hey, look, this is the fun and whimsical thing about 3-word story where we don't communicate properly or we get the wrong end of the stick. And you know what? Maybe it makes it more entertaining. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe there's sticklers at home going, that wasn't the thing. We'll roll back the tape and we'll find out who was right next time on 3-word story. So, Dylan, for my whimsical name, I went to a little known search engine called Google. And on Google, I searched interesting names, bar names in England, because that's where I am from. And lo and behold, number 3 on the list was a lovely place called the Milk Thistle in Bristol. Now, I know you're looking at me going, James, that sounds really, really thoroughly and uninteresting. And you're right. Milk thistle is a flowering herb related to the daisy and ragweed family. It is native to Mediterranean countries. How boring's that, right? That's a
double kill.
Why am I bringing that up? Well, I tell you what, Dylan, and I'll turn the headphones down for you because you do look like your eardrums have just burst.
No.
Anus has just burst? No? You fine? You okay? Do you need a pants break? A pants change? Do you need to put them back to front?
No, thank you. I'm fine. Thank you, James, for reacting to every small little expression on my face.
I will show you that expression, and you will see it was double eyes closed, wincing mouth. Are you doing your ugly cry? Is this the famous ugly cry?
No, what I'm actually trying to do, and not to get you to pile on, is I don't want to sniff, and I also don't want to sneeze, because yes, I am a fair bit under the weather and I'm trying to hide it as best as possible. But the more I'm trying to keep it in, my eyes are also starting to tear up and then all I have is you fucking commenting on every little thing. So thank you for the people listening at home.
So maybe it was maybe when you were doing your commercials and doing your little maybe you had a cold at the time and you were just pulling that face in the line. John, I think that kid's really unwell. I think he's having a stroke. Double stroke. So Dylan, going back to the Milk Thistle. Now, the Milk Thistle was where me and my wife had our wedding reception after our wedding.
Wow.
So I thought, shiver my timbers.
Yeah.
Let's wang this into an episode. Now, the wedding day was a marvelous occasion. Right in the centre of Bristol. And it just so happened to be, and we didn't plan this. I want to make it clear we didn't plan this. It was Gay Pride weekend. Now, nothing wrong with that. I mean, look at my shirt. You know, it's pretty fragrant. So, what that meant was
that's an indication.
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. On that weekend, I saw plenty of them. I'll be like, hey, they look fashionable. But me and my wife, it was Gay Pride weekend, and do you know what? It made an incredible time. So we were right in the center of Bristol. There was people everywhere. Everyone was super happy. Rainbows everywhere. It was busy, and it just made a wonderful time. What was slightly weird though was being
all the guys hitting on you. While
no. The weird thing is there weren't, and I was really upset. The weird thing was, Dylan, is there's my wife in a wedding dress, and there's me in my suit, and
good
running around is people just basically in full bondage gear. Which, and it wasn't our guests. It wasn't our guests. We said like, only light bondage wear for our guests. So before the orgy breaks
it's
out.
black and white. It's They were like, we just want the leather.
We just want the black and the whatever flesh
and
you
whatever.
want.
Yeah,
It was an inclusive wedding. on Gay Pride weekend. So it was black and whatever. Okay. So it was only mild bondage. But there was a lot of people wearing not a lot at all. We're talking like nipples cut out of tops. We're talking full leather wear. And it just made for an interesting spectacle, And it did mean that we walked through the park in the centre of Bristol, and we just had like 1,000 people applauding us as we walked through. So, Gay Pride of Bristol, thank you very much. You made a very, very special day even more special by being jovial and lovely and full of love. So that is why my 3 words will be on the Milk Thistle in the centre of Bristol.
Drop it down low with 3-word story.
So, Dylan, your 3 words were a mystery. You didn't tell us. You naughty little rapscallion. So the audience has been on tenterhooks, or they've turned off because they're already annoyed or pissed off. We don't know. For any of those who have stayed, thank you very much. Dylan, what were your 3 words for your story? And why, even though we know why. And why?
But did I say that right? Like, did that sound come out English, right? Bits.
It just sounded like in a South African accent. Bits. Get your bits out. Bits.
Bits, banter, and depended.
Okay, right.
So bits, banter, and depended.
Okay, nice. And this, as you said, this is going to directly link to your magical bar. Small talks, right?
Small talks.
Take us there.
All right. Should I just jump into the story then?
No, sorry. This is how much this isn't rehearsed. You looked insulted. You're like, oh, okay, well, I had a whole lot of patter set up. No, Dylan, go. Dylan, please tell me how you got about your pub and whatever backing you already had in place and why.
Oh, that's my cue.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm being serious. Do I just jump into my story now?
Well, what do you want to do? What's your...
Actually,
did you want to give a bit of epilogue, prelogue?
There's really not much.
Okay.
No. My answer when in doubt is always no. It's like, Dylan, did you want to have some patter? Did you want to give some prelogue? No.
Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Well, we've got some cutting to do for this episode.
That's fair. Sorry.
Take it away, Dylan. Fuck's sake. Clap.
But banter and depended. But depended.
Okay.
So
depended what?
Depended.
Sorry. Okay.
Depended. Gary. We'll start off with Gary. The story of Gary. Who's Gary? Gary is also the name of my father. But
the communist. Okay.
Yeah. But have you realized we always fall back to Greg, and Gary as the names that we use in our stories.
Yeah, considering we live in such a universal international city full of many ethnicities, we really revert back to type. Bob,
it's
Greg, Gary.
Kevin.
Anyone you'd find on a building site, that's going to be the names of our characters.
Yeah, well, so Gary is an ex-improv comic, I guess, what you would call.
Okay, like Father, like Son. Nice.
And he wanted to set up a pub. Well, actually, failed improv comic, and he decided, you know what, I'm going to open a pub.
Okay, right? Go Gary.
But then, based off of bits and banter.
Yeah.
Not his. Those aren't his two brothers' names.
Based on his bits, or
No, but he would then use bits.
yeah.
He would then use his bar as a playground for him to kind of just create bits and improv and kind of bounce back and forth between the guests.
Okay,
being
so
like
comedic bits, not like he had a regular bits. Okay,
no,
again, like
no.
father,
So
like
it's
son kind of thing. Okay,
No, so it's kind of jumping back and forth, or at least prompting guests being like, all right, I've got something for you. This is
this sounds like hell. Go on.
Go on. Dylan, think faster. So,
Drop it down low.
So basically, he was all happy. It was his terrain to play along. And that's how he kind of felt better about himself, is kind of creating the bit, prompting, seeing other people not being able to carry the bit, and then kind of making himself feel superior. Until my friend James walked in.
Oh, shit.
Now, if you guys know James, he is a little competitive, and yes, I do think he's an ideal person to be able to carry a bit.
Ooh.
So,
Okay, we'll see.
him and Gary
Okay, come on, Gary.
had their verbal joust.
On guard.
There we go. Of bits.
Okay.
And I am not Gary, so please do not expect me to respond to any of these.
So welcome to the podcast, Dylan's Dad.
All right. So, set the scene. Gary walks in.
And
his
I'm
pub.
James.
James, you already there. Myself, you, Ali, Vince, we're all having a ball.
Okay.
Right?
Nice.
And he walks past and he kind of set you up for the first one.
Oh, shit.
Right?
I really did not see this coming. Not only did I not know I was in a bar, I did not know that it was a random improv bar.
It was a random improv bar.
Okay.
So,
Episode 30, we're finally bringing improv to the improv show. Oh, shit.
so it was like, James,
Yes.
you're a German spy and you need to complete the following words not to get busted.
Ja.
Today is gonna be the day that I'm...
Und dann klaust du.
Right now, you do... Oh, I don't even know the words. But so maybe you're gonna be the one that
Shaves me.
And after all,
I shave under my balls.
and the people around laugh, right?
Chuckle.
Chuckle.
And I'm just going off, as my understanding is all German men shave their balls all the time, just in case. Their words,
I haven't
not mine.
checked.
Yeah, neither. No, their words, not mine.
Oh, their words,
ask
not
them.
yours. Yeah.
They just go,
All right.
Just
I'll
in
walk
case.
around. The next time I'll see Heinrich, I will ask him.
and he'll point you in the direction of the German person.
What is Heinrich not?
I don't know. I thought that was more.
Heinrich. Okay, fine. We'll do Klaus.
Go speak to my friend Klaus over there.
All right. Klaus.
Yes.
All right.
We shave our balls.
You're a squirrel in court, defending yourself against nut theft. Opening argument, go.
Well, you see, I thought they were my nuts, and it just turned out that they weren't my nuts. It's just I think nuts all look the same. Hey, there's nothing wrong with saying nuts all look the same. Okay, they're just these particular nuts are the same color. No, I don't mean anything like that. It's not nuts racism. Oh, I'm going to jail, aren't I? Oh, shucks.
And add the fucking shutter closed, like jail.
Okay, all right.
Double kill.
I'll do it.
You know when you did the poing? I'm like, who just got erect? It's like,
I'm glad you said that, Dylan. Right click and save that into your head from my story.
All right. So you found out your mom.
Oh, massive shade.
You found out your mom is actually two raccoons in a trench coat. Confront her.
Mum, I saw your front and your bottom half eating out the trash again. And when I just saw your top half do it the other day, I thought, hey, mum's hungry, right? And she likes recycling. I get it. But when I saw your legs eating out that trash at the same time, your upper body was eating out the trash, I knew something was up. Okay. Now, I just assumed the way you wore that mask, the way you wore that mask, I just assumed that you were a part-time burglar. But it turns out it was a raccoon face after all this time.
Oh, right.
I thought you were the one who reared me, mothered me. And it just turns out this whole time you wanted me to eat food. So then I would just generate trash. And then you would eat it, your top and lower half. That's all I am to you. It's just a motherfucking raccoon son.
You did what with your...
It was okay, it was raccoons. Right, anyway, right, scene.
And the hair didn't give it away at all. You were like, the robber. Yeah. That's fair.
I grew up in the basement, so I've never seen anyone. My dad, Joseph Fritzl, just kept me there. And so I just never thought that raccoon parents were an issue.
So, next one. Pretend you are in a love triangle with 2 bar stools. And one just saw you sit on the other one.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No, you can go anywhere with this.
I feel like I can go anywhere, but I also feel like I can go nowhere, as they are indeed bar stools. Look, Marjorie, the fact is,
Marjorie's a strong bar stool name.
You've worn on me. Okay. Marjorie, the way you are constructed, it makes it feel like there's just a point poking right up into my anus. And for the last time, Marjorie, I don't like that. I don't like being poked in the anus. Now, Clarissa over here.
Ooh.
Clarissa, she's cushiony. She's
got curves.
She has curvature. The way she's buttoned up around the edges speaks to me. It's really like she's putting on a show for me.
She knew her.
Is that another name that you just threw out at me? Or did you?
No, like she knew her? Is she new? Is she?
Well, I mean, look, I don't like.
I can just, you know what, the story of the bar stools. I thought about this. I was like, I wonder if they ever like shift up the bar stools. Like, like there's a popular seat and then there's a less popular seat.
I don't want to say that
it's like Toy Story for bar stools.
I don't want to say it's about being newer, Dylan.
Huh.
It's just one has been used more, and I'm afraid
that's a mic drop
right at the moment.
Boom.
Scene.
I like that scene. That was great.
And scene. Okay, nice.
Right.
Nice.
Next one. You're a cult leader, but
okay. We're improving.
Yeah, last one.
Okay.
Well, last one, and then I've got 4 quick fire ones. But
ooh, okay, right, okay.
You're a cult. What did you just think I randomly?
No, I just thought you were like, okay, now back to normal. Okay, so James, you're a cult leader.
Yeah, you're a cult leader, and he was like, yes, and
yeah. And what's the improv? I wear a hat whilst doing it.
You're a cult leader, but no, I don't want to say no one. But like 3 people showed up to your initiation day.
Okay.
Try and keep morale high.
Right, well, Margaret, Clarissa, I knew you were going to be here. I'm glad we patched things up, Margaret. After your pump job, you're looking much, much better. Now, Dylan, please stop crying like that. You look hideous, okay? It looks horrible, okay? It's going to be fine. Look, I expected this. It's first day of my lovely party. And at the end of the day, you will all get food once you've cleaned up a little bit, okay? First of all, Margaret, McClissera. Now everyone in my cult, in my party, everyone's name is now Margaret from now on. So Margaret 1, Margaret 2, Margaret 3. Margaret 1 is the one that's had the cushion job. No, you're Margaret 2. You're going to come with me out back, and we're
why not Margaret 1? Hello,
because I don't want to take you out back and sit on you. Margaret 3. Okay, so be quiet, Margaret 3. Otherwise, you're going to go down to Margaret 4, and we don't even have a 4th Margaret yet. So you can make of that of you will. Okay, so Margaret 1, I'm going to go take her out back and sit on that bar stool. Margaret 2, I've got my eye on you. Margaret 4, get mopping the floor, motherfucker, and stop crying. Okay,
so much for keeping morale high. All right. Why is your vibe so wet?
That is an excellent question, Margaret Fall. Why is my vibe so wet? The thing is, when you're as slippery as me and you're dodging through improvs left, right, and center, you've got to be moist, baby. You've got to be wet. So my vibe is as wet as it can be.
You know, and that's amazing that you actually use that. Like, there's so many times in my life where I've thought, man, that would have been funny to do that thing at this stage.
And then you lost the audition.
Yeah. No, and then the people at the funeral kind of looked at me and
They
they
were
was
like, didn't for the last time stop it. So she had a wet vibe. Right, sorry. Yeah, okay.
That wasn't the safe word.
I'm sorry, okay? And maybe your cushion job has now been compressed too much, okay? And maybe one leg has fallen off. Joanna. But I'll stick to bar stools from now on. Sorry to any Joannas.
Why? Is it that time of the month again?
Yes, unfortunately, I have extremely bad piles. They just burst intermittently at the end of every single month, and blood piles down my crack, unfortunately.
Right. So, with that masterclass of yourself, James.
Thank you.
Right. Gary realized, you know what? He's been outclassed. And people were now laughing at him. And he kind of realized, you know what, the issue is, it's not supposed to be his own personal playground. But he decided to then go for a rebrand. He said, okay, I'm going to change the bar name to Small Talks.
Okay.
Right? So, no small talks, only big talks. And the bar rules goes. Number one, no greetings, right? You kind of start mid-combo and it's only meaningful combo. Not meaningful combos, but it's not weather chat.
Okay, so
right?
we're going, no, how's the weather? Are you okay?
It's not like, hi, how are you? It's none of that. It's get straight into it.
Is bleeding.
And
straight in. Okay.
Right, straight in. And considering it's bleeding, we then go, okay, that's fair. Yeah. You can't drink with your right hand.
Okay.
Right.
So really in favor of left-handers then?
Yes. Have you heard of the buffalo rule? Sorry, I'm going down a tangent.
No, tell me about the buffalo rule.
Well, it's a thing back home where people aren't allowed to drink with their dominant hand. If they are caught taking a sip with their non-dominant hand, they would have to down the drink.
And are people wearing stickers, or is there flags to determine whose dominant hand is?
You can kind of call bullshit.
Is that part of the buffalo rule? Is there a bull involved as well?
So not quite, but you can say buffalo and then you are then forced to drink it, yeah.
Okay, and what if the person's fat? Do you call them something different, or do you call everyone a buffalo? Because it'd be weird if you didn't call them a buffalo if they were fat.
If they were fat.
Yeah.
You don't call them
buffalo.
a buffalo. Yeah, you call them a buffalo. Yeah, but Margaret, I mean,
That's another bar still gone. Right? So, right, okay. So no left hand drinking, or no dominant hand drinking.
No dominant. Okay. That's normally how it works, but to make it kind of a bit more consistent, because then
it's left and right hands. I guess there needs to be maybe a sticker thing.
Yeah. So I say no right-handed drinking.
Okay. And just be in favour of the left-handeds because they're freaks anyway. Yeah. So we might as well give them something.
I mean, they struggle with scissors and spoons.
Yeah, I know. They have special coloured scissors from like age 5. Way to go make them feel stupid. Not even just put an L and an R on it, being like, nope. Yours are red, yours are yellow and green, you idiots. You absolute mongrels. Something how wrong happened at birth. So we need to make these scissors so different from the other ones because you're so stupid that you need these scissors. And welcome to grade 2.
Grade 2.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So if they do catch you drinking with your right hand, it is a confession penalty. Now, there's actually a bar back home that incorporate this rule. Like, it's fairly recent. Oh. And the waiters call buffalo and you have to down your drink. Right? It's
okay, so they are on hand duty. As well as serving everything.
And then you have to do what? and then you have to down your drink. But in my case, it's a confession penalty.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Okay.
like that, yeah, if somebody catches you drinking with your right hand, confession time.
I killed my wife.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
actually,
sorry.
I hate that. Can we cut that one? I actually love my wife. I got married to her. I was playing another character is what I was doing.
Sure. Good save.
Don't look in
Good
the cupboard on the way out if you could.
Okay. No, one word replies equals karaoke punishment.
Okay.
And then if you do talk about the weather, it is that person's bar tab. He pays the bill.
Wow.
And then
So if it's
last
like,
word.
my dog died in a hurricane, you'd be like, tabs
No.
on you, idiot, buffalo.
Yes.
Okay.
Safe word. There's the safe word. Considering it's not supposed to be just small talks and a bit deeper talks, some people might take it the wrong way. But pretzels would be the safe word if somebody does decide to go too deep with a combo.
Too deep with the convo.
With a combo.
I like how you put combo right at the end of that.
That guy's bleeding out of his anus. He just left in
Yeah. And that guy's wife died, so it's gone way too deep.
Can I just say I couldn't get to the word ambulance when I was kind of going with it, and I wanted to say hospital on wheels, and that was the thing that popped up into my head first. I was like, what do you call that? It's a hospital
One of those
on wheels.
mobile hospitals. Wow.
Double kill.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff. Well, your English is on episode 30. It's really, really bounds of
fantastic.
glory and joy.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that being said, that's kind of the bar. Small talks.
I'd like to see
kind of
more
what
of that.
it's-
I'd like to see more bars with rules. I'd like to see a bit more of that, where you kind of go in from 7 o'clock, like maybe set times between 7 and 11.
It's an experience thing.
Yeah. Like, and I want the waiters to be, I want enormous waiters where you really feel pressured that you can't just go, no, I'm not going to do karaoke. Like, there's really scary people, like men and women. So then women don't feel protected against not being punched by a man. That
but
buff-ass woman will punch him as well. And that buff-ass woman will also punch a man in the face, because that's allowed. And then you'd be like, okay, sex bomb. And I want to
You'd
see
think
that.
it wouldn't work, but this particular, it's a comedian that opened up a restaurant chain or a pub chain back home, and I think there's probably about 15, maybe 20. I speak under correction, but 15 or 20 of these restaurants, and they are quite successful. Number one is don't be a dous, which basically means like don't be an arsehole.
Don't be a dous. Okay.
And then 2 is then the buffalo rule. And then it's like I've got a couple of names.
And what's the name of the bars?
Henny's.
Henny's. If you're listening, Henny's, please sponsor us. We'll do shows and tours in Henny's. Do they all speak Afrikaans? Am I fucked? Will I get beaten up?
You might just. It's a very Afrikaans bar, but the person who started this bar is actually a comedian, like an Afrikaans comedian.
Okay.
And he kind of just pivoted and opened up this bar, and it's doing pretty well.
Well, in a very Afrikaans influenced bar chain, if you do want an English speaking podcast where half of it doesn't speak any Afrikaans at all, and probably is the most likely person that you'd want to punch in the face, then
I think we should go for
it's worth free drinks.
Yeah.
And a flight. Pay for the flight and the free drinks. We'll sort out the accommodation. Drop it down low. 3-word story.
Drop it down low with 3-word story.
So, Dylan, wowzers trousers. Now, I'm glad that you went into some thorough depth with your pub, because my story today it's going to be brief.
Sure.
It truly is a story. And the reason for this story, or should I say poem story, is the 3 words that I got from the Milk Thistle in Bristol. And I'll be honest, it's actually 2 squares down from the Milk Thistle. So,
Outraged.
They gave me using poems offer. Okay. So my offer to you is to use a
using
poem,
a poem.
as my story. So that's
Wow.
it. And that's as far as I'm going with the words.
That's fair.
Other than it will be a poem. Okay. Now, before I went on my holiday, I was a bit stuck with this one because I know I wanted to
I
use
knew it.
poems.
He wrote me a poem.
Oh, well, we'll get there. We'll get there. And you'll like this one. And so before we get there, I looked into different types of poems. So I went on ChatGPT and was like, tell me about all different kinds of poems. And I wanted to make you some very loving poems and different types of poems, like haikus. And that decided to be a complete horrible chore and I didn't want to do it anymore. So I went on holiday instead. And whilst on holiday, I went to my in-laws' house, a very lovely house in France. And there was other family there who had little kids. And there was these kids' books lying around. Okay. And one of the books was a book called Slinky Malinky. Have you ever heard of Slinky Malinky?
It was my favourite book. No, just joking.
Oh,
I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry. I really didn't expect you to. I really set you up for failure. I'm sorry.
Man, I was like, I love it when it comes full circle.
Yeah.
No.
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 That's what I normally do. So, Slinky Malinky, no. But what are you going to...
I have the first paragraph of Slinky Malinky because I think it's a copyright issue to do anymore. But the first paragraph is this, to give you a flavour of how it goes, right? Slinky Malinky was blacker
his finger
than black.
in my...
Stinky.
I
Slinky
didn't say it.
Malinky. I don't think we can say this next to Slinky Malinky just in case the author comes for us. Okay.
Understood.
She might come after us and be like, don't you say shit about Slinky Malinky.
That's fair.
So Slinky Malinky was blacker than black. A stalking and lurking, adventurous cat. He had bright yellow eyes, a warbling wail, and a kink at the end of his very long tail.
Oh.
No, yeah. As the kink of his end at a wedding that he attended to, wearing full bondage. So that is basically, it's about a cat called Slinky Malinky slinking around, being Malinky, and it's from a book series called... Harry McClary's Donaldson Dairy, right? So we're talking rhymes, we're talking whimsical. So was there any...
I can see you doing this.
Yeah. This is the vibe we're going for. Is there any child's books off the top of your head that you can think that, man, I loved reading?
No, in all honesty, I didn't read until I was...
That is the least surprising thing I have ever heard.
No, children's books was really not a thing for me. There was maybe some Afrikaans books that I attempted whilst younger.
Okay, so what is it? Give the listeners at home who aren't from that neck of the woods.
There was so there was a Bibi Collar in Floy, I think was like the series when I was younger that you could then kind of read, but it didn't always have a title. It was just always these three characters going on different adventures. Bibi,
Fla,
Kala, and Floy, which even in Afrikaans, like those aren't regular names. Just so that you.
We had Biff, Chip, and Kipper. Maybe they're like those.
Okay, it's probably something.
Yeah.
We might have just stolen kind of the ideas from
or
you
maybe
guys.
we've stolen it. Be like, these names are silly. Let's call him Biff. Let's call him Biff instead. And Chip.
Biff, Chip, and Skipper.
And or Kipper.
Skipper.
I don't know.
Kipper.
It was two people and a dog. That was all I remember. Any Roald Dahl? Any?
No,
Dr.
there was
Seuss?
no. I didn't read the books. I watched the movies.
Now that says everything.
I'm sorry.
They were like, Dylan, we're not reading to you. You can't get a fucking job, so go watch this. Go watch this movie instead.
Yeah, there wasn't rolled out. Like I said, if there were books involved, which weren't many, especially in my younger days, they were definitely not in English. So. Yeah, the children's books, man, I'm really going back into the archives to try and cover something up or like to get to something, but no, there was maybe like some spy books. Ooh. Some children. Okay, this is kind of later-ish, like almost teen books, but
okay. All right. I thought you meant like you were a teenager reading child's books.
Shut the fuck up. The Hardy Boys was kind of something that I kind of got into. I think 4 books.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your Hardy Boys. Do you ever
Hardy
listen to, fucking read, gee whiz. I did read some, and you wouldn't think so, would you? A series of unfortunate events. No. Of course you watched the movie, right?
No, also not.
All right, let's pause the podcast. We'll go watch the movie.
Oh.
And we're back. No, I'm joking. You should watch that. Okay. Right. Enough patter.
Okay. did we kind of complete
patter
or fulfill the quota?
Yeah, patter quota achieved. Thank you. Luckily, your bar story went long enough, and now I think we can go into this and we can call it a good 50 minutes of bullshit. Right. Okay. So Dylan.
Yes.
You are right. I have made you a poem / story.
It's beautiful,
and it is based on. You can pick what are true events and what are not true.
But can I also then just say, he's using this as a scapegoat. He actually wrote me a poem and now he's using the story or the podcast as a cover up to now reveal this poem to me. So,
And you know what, Dylan? I'm going to go on that story because it will make this so much more enjoyable for me. That yes, I indeed made this poem based on true events for myself and based on strictly true events. Okay, so right, I want to put some little background
Strap
music.
in,
I want to shut. Why does your face look pained? Why are you squeezing your face up like you're going to cry again?
I'm closing my.
This is my poem story music background. Does it feel like you're do you feel like you're a kid again? Sat down, like,
It kind of makes me feel like I'm in a fish tank.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know why. This is like Nemo music.
Okay, so imagine you're a little fish wobbling around, and I am the storyteller to tell you the story of Silly McDilly.
Oh.
Okay,
Cool.
So this is about you, my friend. Now, I can't remember where it was. So that one's doing.
Nice.
That was... Right, okay. I think we need those two. This is going to be difficult. Okay. So, please say a welcome to Mr. Silly McDilly, who I'm afraid is cursed with an irregular willy. Is it too short? Or is it too long? Or maybe it has an odorous pong. On a fair day, on one sunny morn, Dilly woke up with an unusual horn. Did it bend left, or did it bend right? Well, Dilly knew his pants would be tight. So he took his briefs and said out loud, I'll know what I'll do. I'll turn them around. He slipped them on to get ready to rock. The crotch to his butt and the butt to his cock. With the extra room for his morning wood, he waddled to the door as fast as he could. He grabbed for the handle and gave it a turn, but the door didn't open. Oh, Dilly didn't learn. For his lock was broken, and instead of asking for help, he instead got busy aggressively touching himself. Ew! For the extra groin room had made it easier, but all of a sudden, the smell got cheesier. For little McDilly's pants were 1 week old, and the butt and willy smell began to mold. What was he to do? He was now stuck with a stanky penis that would make you go yuck. And yet, there was a miracle as he heard a voice. It was his neighbor, who Dilly thought was quite nice. Now Dilly had a choice of now what to do. Does he ask for help when his willy smells like poo? The neighbor speaks out. Oh, what is this awful smell? It reeks like you're living in Upper East Side of hell. McDilly speaks out. I swear it wasn't me. Maybe something died. I'll prove it. You'll see. But the dear lock before me has now fully broken. So the fate before me is that I'll be choking. Oh, don't you despair, little McDilly. I'll bust you out in a little jiffy. Now, little McDilly, he feared the worst. She will finally find out his willy is cursed. But before he can respond, there was a crash and a bang. She kicked in the door, so no longer it would hang. There the two stood, whilst they locked eyes. Nothing was said, except the buzz of some flies. She looked at his crotch and let out a grunt, as the back of his pants were worn on his front. McDilly then moaned, I swear I can explain. Since I've woken up, my willy has been in pain. Then the neighbor smiled and gave Dilly a shh and told him she liked the back to front tush. And then she added that she loved a Dilly, and though he might be smelly, she could accept him for being silly and could work out around the odd willy. McDilly jumped up, leaping like a trout. I love you, fair maiden, he let out a shout. The two then took hands, as if it were fate. Even with a stinky willy, you can meet your soulmate.
How lovely was that? Man.
He's doing the screwy up face again. He's doing it.
Yeah. And I don't even have to act now. That was beautiful.
Did you like
lovely.
that? Did you like based on true events as well?
Okay, we don't have to go that far.
Please tell it, for those of you who have not listened to other episodes, basically every single point in there has come up one way or another in other episodes. And nearly all, I think. Most of them. Yeah. Most of them factual.
Most of them, yes. And others that I will deny.
My door isn't locked. My door's not broken. I wrote that today. In a cafe, literally laughing out loud at myself.
I want to say, like, I could kind of picture or just imagine you being like, you know what, I'm going to do a poem. I'm going to write a poem about Dilly, silly McDilly. And you know what? All these things that, according to you, are true. It's a pretty good poem. It was a pretty good creative.
The words "silly McDilly,"
yes,
and Willie were basically after I read Slinky Malinky, I was like, right, I want to do something like this, and immediately Silly McDilly and Willie came into my head, and I made a voice note. I was like, I'm going to remember this. And today I just wrote it one after the other, laughing out loud. You can ask Ali. Just there, chortling at myself of, is it too short or is it too long? Or maybe it has an odorous palm.
Listen, by the way, I heard we don't have to recount or recall anything from this poem.
Did it bend left or did it bend right? Well, Dilly knew his pants would be tied. Well, there is my ode to you, and I'm glad you built it up before. James wrote me a poem. What a puff. Well, actually, joke's on you, because it was completely correct and factual.
Yeah.
So, Dylan, now we've got episode 30 in the books, in the annuals, written in the scrolls. What are we going to do for episode 31? And why?
Now, we've had this conversation briefly off the mic.
Briefly.
Right?
Yeah.
I think we've already said it, but I can't remember what it is. It was something about a rock show. No, maybe not. I think I just made that up. Hold on.
Okay, best rock show you've ever been to.
Best rock show you've ever been to. Sure,
okay, brilliant.
Let's stick with that.
In your mind, it was just a show good. And here is a sedimentary rock about... It was the best rock show I've ever been to.
Hey,
so episode 31, where our favourite rock concert ever was and why... And we'll make a 3-word motherfucking story based on that.
Boom.
Dun.
Drop it down low with 3-word story.